This week's secret password is the park. There are so many parks around our town and tons of new ones near all of the subdivisions. But I moved our person to Greenwood Park on our map today. Greenwood Park is the park that has all of the soccer fields and baseball diamonds and has the playgrounds that look like this. But another of my favorite parks is Walters Creek Park, and when I was little, we called it Caterpillar Park. This park is where we hold our story walks. There are lots of parks to enjoy if you take a walk around our town. Hi friends! I hope you're enjoying your summer adventures. Today I'm going to be reading a story about one of my favorite spring and summer activities, and that is hiking. This story is called The Hike. The Hike by Allison Farrell. Yoo-hoo! Almost ready? Just one more cut. Just a few more feathers. We are going on a hike. This book looks really cool. There's labels on everything, all of the different sorts of birds and bugs and plants. And it looks like the people who are the main characters in our story are called Wren, Elle, Hattie, and Bean. Let's see where they go on their hike. We are going on a hike. It's our favorite thing to do. In the beginning, we run like maniacs. Ah! Hey, wait for me! Until a ripe batch of thimbleberries slow us down. They are looking for wild berries on their hike. You shouldn't eat just any berries when you're on a hike, but if you're with an adult or someone who can help you identify which plants you can eat, this is a really cool way to find some wild food. Imagine finding wild berries on your hike. Wild blueberries or raspberries. That would be delicious. Elle teaches us how to make leaf baskets. Like this, Elle? Yep. We may have eaten too many berries. Is that possible? Hey, I thought we were supposed to be saving some for later. The hike gets steep and the trail narrows. Boom! Ah! Hattie! How did you climb up there so fast? Lots of times trails start out easy and you can run, and the hiking isn't very hard because the ground is flat and straight. But once you get farther into the trail, it gets skinnier and you have to start hiking higher and it gets a little more difficult. And that's where they are now. They're starting to slow down. We get lost. Which way is north? I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to cross this river yet. Let's check the map. Did we go left after the berry patch? I think we went right. Our friend Hattie always finds the right way. It looks like one of the friends is really great at sketching, and they have written in their book, Hattie always finds the route. Having a sketchbook is fun when you're exploring nature because you can draw pictures of things that you see, or you can even press flowers and leaves into your sketchbook. In no time, we get back on track. We're halfway there! Hey, who made these footprints? A deer walks right past us. And Bean sneezes. Achoo! The deer vanishes so quick, we wonder if it was ever really there. You can see a ton of wildlife when you're hiking, but you have to be really quiet. If you're yelling and screaming while you're hiking, you'll scare all of the animals away before you see anything. A light rain comes and goes. The birds are happy. We listen to them chirp and chatter in the trees. This is the river we were looking for, right, Hattie? In Wren's sketchbook, she is drawing birds. Hattie starts to get tired, so Elle offers to carry her. Hey, we can't hear you! I said 30 minutes to the top! And soon, Elle is tired too. They have been hiking for so long that they started to give Hattie a piggyback. And then in the next picture, it looks like they're doing a double piggyback. I don't know if you could do that in real life if you're not an acrobat. Giddy up! Faster! I can't do this much longer. Okay, everybody, ride's over. Brrr! It's getting chilly. At the very top, Wren takes out her flag. Elle reads her poem, and Hattie releases her feathers into the wind. Oh, that's so beautiful! They hiked to the top of the mountain, and each one of them has a beautiful thing to share when they're at the top. We did it! And now they have to climb all the way back down and hike all the way home. And if you borrow this book, you can even have a sneak peek inside of Wren's sketchbook. She drew tons of things from the whole hike. It is beautiful. Look at how many pages. The end. I hope you had fun listening to this story, friends. And I have a cool craft that you can do after going for a little walk or a hike. For our craft this week, we are going to save some of our summer memories with some air-dried clay. In your week 1 Storytime bundle, you will have a baggie with some clay in it, and 2 coloring sheets. 1 is of a bunch of different trees, and the second is all sorts of different leaves. You'll have a small container of green paint, and there's that baggie with the clay in it again. It is really squishy, but if your clay feels a little bit hard, you can add a touch of water to it and just play with it in your hands, and that will make it soft again. The very first thing you need to do for this craft is to find some beautiful things from outside. I found this great leaf with lots of lines in it, and I took one of these pretty purple flowers. I think these will work great. You can use anything you like, just make sure it will make a strong print into your air-dry clay. Now we're going to work with our clay. You need to move it around in your hands a bit, just like Play-Doh, to make it soft and so you can shape it properly. I decided that this was a lot of clay, so I was going to split it into 2 halves. I made one into a circle and added a hole so that I could turn this into a necklace if I wanted. And then the other one I made into a rectangle so that I could just sit it around the house like a decoration. You might not like how your clay turns out the first time that you squish it, but that's okay. Just scrunch it back up into a ball and try it again until it's just how you like it. I put both of my clay pieces back onto my baggie once they were the right shape, because this will be the perfect place for them to dry. Now it's time to make our prints. I took my favorite side of the leaf and I squished it right down onto my air dry clay. You have to push really hard to make sure that you get the prints if you're using something like a leaf or a flower. Another great idea of something to use would be the top of an acorn or maybe even a pine cone. Those would leave great prints. Here is what my leaf looked like after I pushed it into the clay. My flower was a bit smaller, so I decided I was going to press the print onto my circle clay more than one time. I left the flower prints all over that one, and this is how it turned out. It's really pretty. And if you want to make a necklace too, make sure you poke the hole while your clay is still wet. Now I left these in the window of the library for about a day so that they would dry. The next day, when your clay is all dry, it's time to paint. If you have more colors at home, you can paint these any color you want, but I gave you the color green. I painted my leaf all green, and you have to make sure you put a light layer of paint so that you can see the print underneath. If your paint is too thick, then you won't be able to see your print. Here's how my leaf turned out. It's really cool. Now for the necklace, I added green and then little bits of purple, just like those flowers. And here it is, my finished summer memories that I made with air dry clay. I hope you all enjoy this craft. Here's some pictures of some of the fun things that our TD Summer Reading Kids got up to this week. We have some Lego challenges and lots of messy fun painting. I hope you all are having a wonderful summer, and I can't wait to see you again next week at Story Time. Goodbye!